happy to say that I have a very special guest here today. One of my very best friends, Kevin, is behind the camera. Kevin,
Hello, hey, everybody! I'm back.
That's Kevin, and he's going to help me answer the questions that everybody left last week. Last week I did a milestone video where I hit 500 subscribers, and I asked anyone that watches my channel to ask questions, and I handwrote all the questions out and the comments, and I gave them to Kevin, and he's going to ask the questions, and then I'll answer them for you. So that's it. Kevin, what do we have?
Hey, we have a question from Frank Cruz. Hi Matthew, I'm one of your real early subscribers and look forward to your videos. Just wondering when you got interested in reading. Have you always been interested in challenging / enlightening books, or did that develop over time?
Okay. Well, thank you. So I got interested in reading because of my friend Bob, who I met at a coffee shop when I was maybe 17 or 18 years old. And he encouraged me to read, mostly because of the way that he talked about books. He would talk about a book, and I just felt like I had to read it. And then since then, what? Is that not good?
No, I'm remembering Bob.
Oh, okay.
Fond memories.
Yeah, very fond memories. He was like very, very witty and caustic and captivating. He was a really great storyteller. And as far as the kind of books that I read, I don't really know. I don't read romances or action things like that. I like things that are, I guess, more philosophical or something like that. But I don't know. Is that good, you think?
I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
You could do a whole episode on.
I could
on
just do that. Yeah.
That was a good one. From Byways in Bookland. Seems like it's only a few weeks since I gave you a shout out on a new channel. Do you put your meteoric rise down to your rugged good looks or your sparkling personality? What kind of music rocks the tiny house? And do you dance like no one is watching?
I'll go with my personality more than what did he say?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I guess I'll go with
sparkling personality
Sparkling,
or
yeah.
rugged good looks.
Rugged, yeah.
Like a diamond, you know.
Not rugged. What were?
What kind of music do you listen to here?
So
and do you dance
I have,
like no one
I have
else?
music on all day long. I have a classical station on. I go between that and jazz music. I listen to a lot of jazz, and I'll say my favorite band to listen to if I'm putting on music is almost always the Beatles. I just love the Beatles. And I dance. I have exercise routines that I do. I have lots of activities.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have my kettlebell. I do kettlebell
Oh,
exercises.
Yeah, there you go.
I stopped using it because it's heavy.
It's too much work.
It never got any lighter.
I was always sweating.
So I think, does that answer everything for
Yes.
Jason?
Yeah.
And thank you, Jason. Jason has a great channel too. He's Irish. Lives in Ireland.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
it's cool.
Yeah. Debbie Baker says, congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Debbie.
Lou G. Do you have a favorite book to movie adaptation? Your cats are beautiful. How often do they need to be brushed? Do you ever have them groomed?
So my favorite movie adaptation of a book is Ran. It's a movie by Akira Kurosawa, and it's a adaptation of King Lear, but it's set in 18th century like feudal Japan, and it's crazy. I love it.
It's good.
Yeah, they had like these huge set pieces. I actually made a video because I reread King Lear because of that question.
Oh, okay.
I still haven't watched the movie again, but like there's a scene where they have a temple that they set on fire, and it's like a huge real temple that they build, and there's like people in there, like actors are like in this thing, and the whole thing's ablaze.
Method acting.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a really good movie. Ran by Akira Kurosawa. Thank you about the cats. Yeah, I mean I love them. They're beautiful. One of them will get brushed each day, basically whichever one I can catch. But they do get like full body inspections, each of them every day, just to check for little mats or little things like that. And they have not been groomed at the moment. That has not been an issue.
Okay, from everyone who reads must converse. Congrats! With space being a constant consideration, how do you manage your book acquiring and unhauling? Happy reading.
Well, thank you. I do have a ton of books, but at least so far, I haven't really bought that many books since I moved in here. Last year, I might have bought maybe 20 books over the course of the whole year, and so I still have space. At some point, I will go through and put together a box, but I'm not buying at this point. I'm not buying tons of books every month, so it hasn't been an issue.
From Amelia reads, congratulations, Matthew. Is there anything you enjoy apart from books? Movies, art, music, or something else? Are you a tea or a coffee person? Do you like dogs too? Have you ever been to Europe?
So all of those things. There's movies that I love, TV shows. I love going to museums. Living in Maryland, we have we have two museums that I like to frequent as often as I can. They would be the BMA and the Walters.
Oh yeah, Walters.
Walters is great, yeah. And I guess the Visionary also, but yeah, it's there.
Honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drink both. I drink coffee and tea. Coffee always in the mornings, and tea is sort of a special occasion. If I'm here in the afternoon, it might cross my mind, and I go, maybe I'll have a cup of tea. Yeah.
Nice.
So I think that's everything, right?
Have you been to Europe, and do you like dogs?
I do like dogs. I love lots and lots of different animals. I like birds. I like fish. Right now I have a rooster outside. My parents have dogs. They have miniature schnauzers. And I still have not been to Europe, but I really hope that I do. So.
Lori E says congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Tilly's Shelf. Congratulations. What have been your most unexpected aspects of BookTube? Positive or negative?
I'm amazed by how much confidence I've gotten since I've started my channel. It's a huge confidence builder. Finding people that are interested in listening to you talk, and just sitting here talking to an empty room. I've been meeting with so many great people and having interactions, and people message me telling me that they've bought books from listening to me talk. I mean, it's a huge confidence builder.
That's cool.
And it's been gratifying. I feel like I've lucked out so far in negative aspects. I've only had like a small handful of like negative comments, but it's been like a non-issue.
What about the wealth?
The wealth?
What? The internet fame and notoriety. You can't go anywhere.
Oh, I know, yeah.
People are bothering
It's
you.
like the beginning of A Hard Day's Night, chased around. The negative, I would say, is that I feel like I actually talk about books less in real life.
Oh.
Um, so I have friends that claim to watch my videos. So not you, Kevin, because I know you watch them, but other people, other people, like, oh no, I caught it. Yeah.
It's different because I get watching the videos is like, if people could experience what I experience
I know.
when we talk, it's a lot better.
That's what I try to.
The back and forth is better. So
But seeing one of the neighbors and going like, hey, I just read Robinson Crusoe.
yeah.
And they go, you did a video on that. It's good. And one of my favorite things is talking about books, and I feel like I do it less now than I did before.
I feel like sometimes I'll hear discussions where if you're workshopping or thinking about the book prior to doing the video, and I like those now a lot too.
Yeah, I mean that's something special between you and I.
Yeah.
So those are some positives and negatives.
Deborah Hawthorne says, "Congratulations."
Thank you, Deborah.
Book wanting.
Yeah. Book wanting.
Do you read cat-wrecked books?
Cat-related books.
Oh, cat-related books. Oh yeah, your handwriting is a little bit. I'm maybe my eyes are probably going. Do you read cat-related books, fiction or non-fiction? The most literary one I thought was "I Am a Cat" by Soseki, but I know there are a zillion others. Thanks for sticking with your channel and growing it.
Why, thank you. I don't specifically read cat books or cat related books. I do. It always sticks out whenever a cat makes an appearance in a book that I'm reading. Just recently, Kevin, you'll like this. I was reading Robinson Crusoe, and so the book is a journal. He's writing his experiences being stranded on this island. And while he's on the island, there's like mountain lions or like giant, scary, huge cats. And so he's all alone, and he's like confronted with a giant like mountain lion. And he describes the cat, and he says that the cat looked unconcerned. I thought, like, what a great, when you look at a cat,
Yeah.
and to think, like, how unconcerned would a mountain lion have to look to use that description?
Yeah. I immediately, when I hear you relay that, I imagine it eating me and looking equally unconcerned.
Unconcerned.
Having its meal.
It could be unconcerned whether or not it kills you.
Yeah. Dilvi reads, "Hey Matthew, congratulations. I'm glad to be part of your 500 plus subscribers. What has been your most rewarding experience for starting your channel?"
Just like what I said before, the interactions between the people that I've met just through making videos and putting them on YouTube has been rewarding. But when someone messages me and said that they bought a book off of my recommendation or talking about it, there's something like especially rewarding about that. Like to have that much good faith, and like you've watched enough videos and go like, I think I get this guy's sensibilities. If he liked it, I think that maybe I would like it.
Yeah.
Like spending money to get something is totally different.
I could have another cup of coffee at Starbucks, or
Right.
yeah.
So that's been rewarding.
Cool.
And the people all that kind of stuff.
So Patrick Worthington writes, "Who are 3 writers, alive or dead, you'd choose to have dinner with?" Oh, dinner and converse with. You even wrote "with" and then scratched it out, and I still read it. What is your favorite wood?
Oh,
Tree or wood?
so like wood, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yes.
So This is one of the questions that I kind of thought about all week. Um, so this is sort of my take on it. I really wouldn't want to have a one-on-one conversation with any writer. It would just be awkward. Um, if you knew my personality, it just wouldn't work. But what I did think about is like pairings. So Oscar Wilde came to America and he met Walt Whitman.
Oh, okay.
And to sit with Oscar Wilde, like if I could just sit at the table
While they're meeting.
while they're interacting, because I wouldn't be talking anyway.
Sure.
And to just like see Walt Whitman looking at Oscar Wilde, I think it would just be great.
Yeah.
The other one that I thought of like pairing is Samuel Taylor Coleridge, either at the table with Wordsworth, or Coleridge sitting with Madame de Stael. Do you know who she is?
No.
So she's like a French revolutionary writer, like a brilliant woman. And I was reading a biography on Coleridge, and so Coleridge, like Oscar Wilde, was like a famous talker, like someone that like as soon as they start going, you can't stop them. Like similar maybe to like Russell Brand today.
Mm.
And so Madame de Stael has the distinction of being the only person that can like stop up and stutter Coleridge. Like they were having, so like the most famous talker in Europe is sitting with Madame de Stael. Now Coleridge can't get a word in edgewise.
Huh.
It's hilarious.
Okay. Is Coleridge still your favorite poet?
I think right now I might be with Wordsworth.
Okay.
I'll tell you a quick
I haven't
word.
checked in on you in years on that one.
One of my favorite Coleridge stories, Wordsworth stories, is late in life they're having a dinner party.
Yeah.
And the dinner party's over, and so Coleridge is at one end of the table, Wordsworth is at the other end of the table, and they have like a circle of people around them. So now there's like the party is divided in two, and so Coleridge is at his end, and he's reciting by memory. He's reciting Wordsworth poems, and everyone's listening. So at the other end of the table is Wordsworth, and he's also reciting Wordsworth poems.
That's good.
Yeah. And if then the third would probably be Anthony Bourdain.
You have a Steve Donahue question.
Steve Donahue.
What do you want to do with your life? Where do you hope to be at 45? And the following one is also a question from him. But
So this is sort of like a doozy question. What do you want to do with your life? I'm reading Moby Dick at the moment.
Okay.
And at the beginning of the book,
Seafaring?
a whaler. Yeah. At 45, I want to have a whale bite off my leg.
Oh, that's nice.
To Ishmael, before they go off the docks, he meets Captain Peleg, I think, and Captain Peleg says to Ishmael, "Why do you want to go? Like, why do you want to go on a boat? Why do you want to go seafaring?" And he says, "I want to be a whaler, and I want to see the world." And he says, "Well, have you ever been a whaler?" And he says, "No." And so he goes, "So you want to see the world?" And they're at the docks, and so the captain like turns him around, and you can see the ocean, and he goes, "Look," and there's the ocean, and he goes, "When you go off whaling, that's the world. That's all you're going to see." And I was thinking about that because, like, they all have their goals, like Captain Ahab, Ishmael, Queequeg, and they all have their reasons why they want to do this. And they're not all good reasons. So even Ishmael doesn't have a really good reason to want to be on this boat.
If I remember correctly, he's knocking hats off people's heads and stuff. And
Yeah, it
just
starts
kind of listless.
listless and goes, "You know what, I'll just..." And as a reader, you just accept it. At a certain point, you forget, why is he getting on this boat?
Yeah.
Ahab, of course, like, has like that mad revenge story. But what stuck with me is that they had goals. And thinking about that wide ocean and how, like, there's nothing to see. And I thought to myself, like, if you don't get on that boat, you don't have a story to tell.
Mm.
And so one of the things that I feel like I'm bad at is actually setting goals.
Mm.
And when I think about, like, what do I want to do with my life, I want to have goals. Constantly having goals that I either achieve or fail. But if I fail, to still have goals.
Yeah.
Like at the a goal that I have is to publish a story this year.
Oh, good.
May not happen.
All right.
But that's something that I want to do. At so I'm going to take all that's the same question. So at 45.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the next question?
Also from Steve Donahue. I'm curious about your toilet, compost or chemical.
Yeah. So, if you watch like YouTube tiny house tours, they always gloss right over the toilet.
It's the most glamorous part of the day.
Yeah, it's the most glamorous. So Ben built the house, and he built me a specially designed composting toilet, and it's a housing unit for a bucket. It's a 5-gallon bucket. Currently, it's a pickle bucket. And you put peat moss in there, and you do your business, and that's it. So I use a bucket, Steve.
All right, Carlos Montoya. Congratulations! I really enjoy your videos. Have you read 100 Years of Solitude? If you haven't, I recommend it to you. I think you'd love it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts about that book.
Thank you. I always welcome suggestions. I have not read it, but I will tell you that I put it in my Amazon cart. So my next purchase, when I have my book budget, will be that book, and I will read it, and I will tell you about it. So thank you.
Faith on Book says, if you weren't working at the lumberyard, my grandparents-in-law lived in Reisterstown, which I find totally retro charming.
That is very cool.
What would be your dream job? Also, did you buy your cats from a local breeder?
Up the street, there's like a defunct post office.
Yeah.
Is run by like one person.
Okay.
And when you go up there, like almost 50% of the time, they'll have a sign out that says like "out to lunch" or "be back in the afternoon." It's like a federal post office run by one person, and it's totally empty.
Don't throw them under a bus, man.
Well, I'm not telling anyone where it is. Like, I would love to work there. Like, I think.
More reading.
Yeah,
More
imagine just bringing books in, like having someone come in and like, there's nothing going on. I could be in there making grilled cheese sandwiches. Do you want a grilled cheese sandwich? Just us.
Okay. Intellectual reads. Cat-related question. What was the reason behind getting a second cat? I'm getting a cat mid-February, and I'm so excited. Do you have any tips? Great channel, and love your videos.
Well, thank you. I got Daphne because I wanted to make sure that Andy had company. Cats are social, and so I wanted them to, each of them to have friends. As far as tips go, I would say whatever your house rules are going to be, that you need to pick your battles, because you're going to lose all of them.
Okay. Vonter Stellar says, congratulations, Matthew. What place in the world would you like to visit most?
I would like to go to Ireland. I feel like I've never left the United States of very not well traveled. So, you know, I would love to go to Florence and Paris and throughout Europe, but if I could only pick one, it would be Ireland. Um, I, I could imagine just living there. It's so beautiful, and has a history that I like a lot.
Okay, Trip writes, what are your favorite movies? What books have influenced your worldview? Personal philosophy the most? Thanks.
Um, so just recently, I've been on a John Wayne kick. I've been watching John Wayne movies. Do you ever watch John Wayne movies?
No, I haven't.
They're great. Like John Wayne is like legitimately a great actor. Like he just stands.
I
there.
mean,
he just stands.
an actor.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody. I can do a John Wayne impression, although I've never
No.
seen.
Like anyone like you put on an accent or gain weight or do all of that stuff, but to be able to just stand there and be absolutely captivating. Like when he's on screen, you can't look at anyone else. It's amazing. Who else can do that? Like there's such a few, especially doing nothing. Like you put clown makeup on, of course you're gonna look at the clown guy.
Okay. Okay.
And my favorite movie is Harvey with Jimmy Stewart.
Okay. Well, it was what books influenced your worldview the most?
Right. So I'll kind of give you like a negative version of that. Like I really wish that when I was a teenager, I did not identify with Holden Caulfield. And similarly, like to be reading Sherlock Holmes and go like, I have deductive reasoning powers. Like, you have to get through that phase like as quickly as possible. Oh, I see what happened there. After the fact, you realize like, gosh, like you are a jackass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's the other end. You can think about like, people, you know. Well, I've read Marcus Aurelius, and now I'm like very philosophical.
Yeah.
But that's one out of every 100 people that make you worse.
Yeah. Okay. Bookish writes, is your cat Daphne named after the character Daphne who appears in the Fun Girls episode of the Andy Griffith Show?
She is not, but Daphne is named after Daphne Moon from the episode Frasier. It's Frasier's father, Martin's housekeeper, is named Daphne Moon. But I recently caught that the girl, there's a character in the Andy Griffith Show named Daphne.
Huh. Coincidental.
Yeah.
Paul Principi writes, Matthew, wonderful. 500 subscribers, and I'm proud to be one of them. Thanks for the recommendations over the past few months. I've discovered Paris Spleen, the writings of...
Daudet?
Yes, Daudet. I hope that was your writing and not my French pronunciation. And currently reading The Pillow Book.
Oh, yeah.
Your insights are appreciated and most welcome. Thanks again, Paul.
Thank you. I've enjoyed meeting you, and I feel like we've had really great interactions, and I hope that you enjoy those books. Thank you.
So, Alan Morton.
It's got a three-parter.
Three-parter.
And we're actually getting kind of long, so we'll try to quicken it up a little
Okay.
bit. These are going to be, a couple of these are pretty rough. So
this was pretty,
I
to
know.
be fair, I read a couple on YouTube.
Here we go. Yeah.
Matthew, have you ever been in love? Do you hope to fall in love?
We'll just stop there.
Do you want to get married one day?
Yeah.
I'm sure there is a special woman out there who would be enchanted by your quirky personality.
We'll just take that as a bundle, and then, okay. So this is going to sound like harrowing and depressing, but no, I've never been in love.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I mean,
No. Nothing.
never.
Never. What do you think about that? Isn't that terrible?
So I know it. I know at points in your life you felt you were in love.
The point that you're thinking about is more akin to like Stockholm syndrome.
Oh.
Yeah, like a horrifying, nightmarish relationship.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Well, realizing that is important.
like a mental illness.
Okay.
Um, but I mean, I'm happy to meet someone,
Yeah.
and I'm not opposed to getting married.
Maybe more into your quirky personality than you into theirs.
Yeah, this is my quirky personality.
Okay.
I didn't want to bring that part up, but
Yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
it's been a couple rough patches.
Yeah, good times. Do you have any other hobbies? Do you take vacations? Where do you go? Yeah.
Um, so I don't have too many hobbies. I have been. I used to have an annual trip to New York every summer. I would go up to New York and go to the museums. And I've had a couple trips to South Carolina, but other than that, I haven't. I don't often take vacations. If I have time off from work, I just stay home, and that's been my routine.
Do you have work related for I'm gonna editorialize reduced to
Okay.
how many books do you own?
Okay.
And which authors do you own the most books of?
So I don't know how many books I own. Kevin, you can estimate too, but I'm thinking about 1,000, 1,200 around there.
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, both sides.
Pretty good. Yep.
Around 1,000. Like far and away,
Yeah. What you
the author that I have the most of is Guy de Maupassant. I have like a 15 volume set of his entire work, and then I have every available English translation. Oh God, that I was able to get.
Okay. Danica Holly says, "Congratulations, best wishes."
Thank you.
Mary Tumulty says, "Congratulations on reaching 500 subs. Did you design and build your tiny house? How long have you lived in it? If you had the cats before you moved into your tiny house, did they have trouble adjusting to the new space?"
I got the cats after I had the house. My friend Ben designed it and built the house, and I've been here for about a year and a half.
Okay. Joe Smith says, "Have you always lived in Maryland? And if you moved, where else could you see yourself living?"
Like I said, I could see myself moving to Ireland if I was doing that. I was born in Pennsylvania, Penn Hills, Pennsylvania, and when I was younger, when I was just a little boy, my parents moved down to Maryland.
Johnny Keene writes, "I always enjoy your videos. Love the cats. Peace."
Thank you. I enjoy your videos too.
Hannah's Books writes, "I'd love to hear if there is a character you especially identify with or a book you feel shaped you."
So with that, I will say Marcus Aurelius, his meditations have been like one of the most influential books that I've read. Something that you can keep going back to and feel like you're going to be improving your life if you can align your personality closer to his worldview. It just feels like
Feels right.
it feels right. Yeah.
And I kind of feel that way too. But
That's really
once
good.
again, on your recommendation.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Totally Pretentious writes, "Congratulations." And this is the final question.
Okay.
Would you discuss some of your favorite films?
So I mentioned the John Wayne movies. My favorite movie is Harvey. And then a lot of them are like kind of the big ones, like the Stanley Kubrick movies, Quentin Tarantino I like a lot. Paul Thomas Anderson has The Master and The Phantom Thread and Inherent Vice. Those are all movies that I like. What else? Akira Kurosawa. So many of his movies are just incredible. And Charlie Chaplin. I have like a box set of his early shorts, and I'll just put it on. You walk by, and every second is hilarious. And he's another one that you just look at him, you can't look at anyone else, just like John Wayne.
Cool.
Yeah. This is pretty long. This is about 35 minutes long.
Woof.
I know. You've been here a long time.
There you go. Most people aren't going to get this far, buddy. I'm sorry.
I know.
Say something really revealing.
If you're watching this right now, thank you. I guess thank you. Leave a comment. This was pretty fun. Did you have fun?
I had fun.
It's pretty fun. And thank you for watching and subscribe to the channel and all that. So just thank you. Bye.